this is absolutely crazy because it could finally shed light on why so many artists who work with Maphorisa complain about him not paying them their fair share.
Never once I on a game, but I get to computer in, sa computer in, never fan how. I mean, the law, first time I'm your master. You know what I'm saying? Don't outshine the master. So now I'm the master. So now kill for game. So until you're not the master, you're gonna do the same thing to the kids. First time. And the
because ever since Themba situation, there have been many rumors online claiming that DJ Maphorisa owes Sony Music 20 million rand. The truth of the matter is a lot darker than it seems. You see, for us to truly understand how exactly we got here, how exactly we got to these rumors that DJ Maphorisa owes Sony Music 20 million rand and whether or not they're true, we have to look at the nature of their partnership in the first place. You see, Maphorisa's formal relationship with Sony actually began in around September 2017 when he signed a multi-album global deal with Sony Music Entertainment Africa through their local urban imprint. You see, this was actually announced as a significant milestone for Maphorisa, who was already gaining a lot of traction with hits like collaborations with international artists. An example was Drake on One Dance. At this point, Maphorisa was making big moves in the music scene and Sony decided to take full advantage of his rising growth. But the truth is, at what cost? You see, the deal aimed to expand his reach beyond South Africa, leveraging Sony's global distribution network for albums, singles, and also his features. You see, actually, at the time, Maphorisa expressed excitement about this partnership, and he would state that it would allow him to take South African music to the entire world. This is a very important fact because we're starting to get a ground-level understanding about why Amapiano has been so influential throughout the entire world, and this Sony Music deal has a lot to play into that. Now, as much as many people at the time were pretty much praising this deal, saying that it's going to take Amapiano and DJ Maphorisa to the next level, many of you watching still might not understand the exact scope of this deal and what exactly it involves. See, the truth of the matter is, while the exact terms have not been publicly disclosed, it has been described as a multi-album agreement, which implies, of course, commitments to deliver multiple projects over time. You see, Sony is going to handle distribution, marketing, and potentially publishing for Maphorisa's releases under his new Money Gang label, or even his collaboration. An example of this would be with Kabza, as small as the Scorpion Kings. Now, I want us to pay close attention because it ties with Themba and this entire saga and even something Soweto's issues with Maphorisa deeply into this deal, because hits like Biri Marung in 2024 were also included under this deal, which was distributed via Sony, and it amassed over 32 million Spotify streams. And the partnership also aligns with Sony's broader strategy in Africa, as seen in their 2021 deal with Gallo Music Publishers, which includes a number of South African music catalogs and also other local record signings. Now, to no one's surprise, since 2017, the relationship has grown a lot, and Sony has supported Maphorisa's ventures in many ways, including album releases like the Scorpion King series and also other international features. Maphorisa was going global, and there was nothing that was going to stop his rise. In 2020, Sony ATV would also partner with Content Connect Africa to provide publishing services to South African songwriters, including Maphorisa, enhancing royalty collections as well as sync opportunities. And by 24-25, Maphorisa's role has shifted towards a mentorship, with Sony distributing music from artists under his influence. And this is exactly what has led to so many accusations of exploitation, with artists claiming Maphorisa uses his Sony resources as leverage.
Important people, not more important than gaming age. Now go gaming age, go parting out shifter market share, son. Market share, son. Kirlo the label, the record, the aggregator to the record, the aggregator to the regular major. Shifty the market. That one you so you must understand. Rabula like the 100 million, the 200 to the billion. Piano no is Kale. It's like a billion is Kale. Skale nyana go for 2 years. Tabi a billion. Piano. Busy la hating on a nigga. I mean, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing so great. doing so great bafethu awuna di master uhethekile vivie cause yena nelesixela kona bantu clever no usayine ku universal kwa dipina tsela akhona di reka cause banka se mrekisetse ebile ko asiditlaela universal dipina tsa high di hit tsa high di ona ke universal unisilo hana master.
Now we're starting to get the bigger picture of why exactly so many artists point to Maphorisa as a gatekeeper and also as somebody who doesn't pay them their fair share in terms of royalties in the music business. We're starting to understand Maphorisa's bigger role in the music industry as it pertains to South Africa and the amount of power he holds in this market.
So batho bana le mona Ju batho bana le mona tap fucked up. People have jealous dog. People envy shit. Like, and if I envy lots of basadi baragang, this shit, we work for this shit dog. Let know. How can I like to call Amapiano da? Can I look deep now? Can I look deep? Can I go to look deep? Have a grand. Cause can fana kale kala le mo game.
And nothing is as telling as Maphorisa's Instagram live video where he's telling us how much he's done for Amapiano in South Africa.
All whatever, they want to see me down because of I'm the guy. I've made this happen. Amapiano is Africa, it's a village. Yes. Like Amapiano yetang. Do you know what I've did for this country? Do you know what I did for this country? Like it's in Turkey for a country. You help people about betray. You help people about betray. Everyone around me, all the but to sting, but I'm still here, I'm still standing, I'm still strong. The Sanyela. Two seats, nice, but something so Kim 2 seats, the man. I said Nagirling Rasa to run a business. It's not me. I said he can't keep relationships. Another relationship. You can't keep a relationship. If you don't have a relationship, there's no network, no net worth.
I mean, this Instagram live video perfectly sums up the quote that says, "Power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely." Maphorisa's power was getting to his head, and I can imagine how he saw himself as completely untouchable. And the fact that he's putting these artists on, so he's bearing much of the risk. So they should be grateful for whatever he gives them. However, many artists started getting frustrated with the way Maphorisa was handling his businesses, and they started demanding more in regards to their songs. However, it wasn't going to be so easy. And this perfectly leads us to the rumors of the 20 million rand debt that Maphorisa owes Sony Music. You see, in July 2024, entertainment outlet Uzimoja reported that Maphorisa owes Sony Music approximately 20 million rand, which is around $1.1 million, from a loan or an advance that he took to support his career and his label operations. You see, the debt allegedly accumulated interest, making repayment very challenging for Maphorisa, and sources would claim that Maphorisa has been pressuring artists in his stable to generate more and more income to help him cover this debt. But how exactly and why exactly did Maphorisa get this loan, if it's true? You see, the loan or the advance was reportedly taken to fund his production, his tours, and his lifestyle expenses amid Maphorisa's rise. You see, in the music industry, labels like Sony often provide advances against future earnings, which are recovered from royalties before artists see their profits. And if sales underperform, the debt is only going to linger, and reports suggest that his has led to Maphorisa avoiding solo albums, as masters would go directly to Sony. Instead, he would opt for features or even co-productions. And so that people in the comment sections don't say I'm making all this information up, sources will be provided in the description below. A lot of research has gone into why exactly so many artists are complaining about DJ Maphorisa and the alleged 20 million rand debt that he owes Sony Music. You see, all these different allegations that Maphorisa owes Sony Music 20 million rand have actually fueled artist disputes, with claims that Maphorisa's financial strain leads to a lot of delayed payments. And in July 2024, his Eastern Cape tour reportedly flopped, attributed to the Sony debt issues. And by September 2025, the rumors resurfaced amid Mashego's accusations, with social media linking unpaid royalties for Maphorisa's need to recoup his initial advance. See, now that it's 2025, do we have any definitive proof really of this alleged debt? Well, the truth of the matter is there have been no official confirmations, and Maphorisa has also consistently declined to comment on this issue. But even worse, Sony has also not released an official statement. So a lot of these claims we have are coming from independent sources doing their own research into Maphorisa's Sony Music ties. But I'm not gonna lie, it does make a lot of sense as to why so many artists have complained about Maphorisa's dealings in the music industry. However, what we do know so far is that as of 2025 September, no legal actions have been reported against Maphorisa or even Sony Music, even though ongoing artists continue to complain on social media. Look, the truth of the matter is Maphorisa's involvement with Sony Music in South Africa does raise a lot of eyebrows, and it does genuinely raise a lot of questions as to why exactly we're in the position we're in today with regards to DJ Maphorisa. But genuinely, until we have court filings or even Sony Music or DJ Maphorisa come out and release official statements, a lot of these things are speculation and they're also independent investigations. But what I do know is where there's smoke, there is fire. And who knows, now that artists have seen DJ Sekowe coming out so boldly, maybe there are a few artists waiting patiently for their opportunity.